Guys, and welcome back to another video. Manchester City have landed in a tiny bit of drama. João Cancelo has left to join Bayern Munich on loan, and chaos has ensued. But there are rumours apparently that Man City might make a last-minute dash to try and sign someone on the deadline day at left-back. So I thought today I would take a look through a few potential options and see if anyone could come in. Now this, of course, isn't going to be a list of superstars, because if you're shopping last minute, it's going to be potentially bargain basement kind of stuff. But I still thought there were a few names, and I picked out 7 potential options ahead of the deadline. Fingers crossed we'll get one of them in. But either way, this video is brought to you by NordVPN. Are you looking for a better, safer, and more varied experience online? Well, NordVPN is for you. You can head over to nordvpn.com/esteemed right now, and you'll find an exclusive deal which you will not find anywhere else online, only via this link over there. And you can start the year with a huge NordVPN discount. It's an incredible deal, and I've been personally using NordVPN for over a year now, and I love it. Personally, how do I use it? Well, I use it to broaden my online experience. For example, I can log into HBO Max to watch shows over in the US by paying for an account over there. I can also get access to games streamed in other countries, Premier League games, for example. And of course, there's always the safety issue as well. Your private details are important. How many of you guys, and be honest here, have clicked on a Wi-Fi link in a cafe somewhere that you aren't 100% confident is secure? I've done it before. And do you know how easily that could be a duplicate with hackers looking to get at your private details? It could happen so easily. Hackers could harvest your data and use them for malicious means, and that isn't safe. And of course, phishing links are posted all over social media, and you're encouraged to click them. And of course, NordVPN's threat protection feature could protect you on this front. There are loads of reasons why NordVPN could be absolutely crucial for you to protect and enhance your online experience. So that is why nordvpn.com/esteemed is the place that you should go right now to get this incredible deal. What are you waiting for? Enhance and make your experience online safer right now by getting this incredible deal. Go for it right now. So let's look into the potential options that we've got here. We've got a whole host of names we can go through here, and I'm going to start initially with Antonee Robinson, the American fullback over at Fulham. Now, I know what you might be thinking, he isn't a superstar or anything like that, but I really like this guy. Every time I've seen him play for Fulham, I'm really impressed with not just his natural ability. He's a very varied footballer. He can get forward with pace and physicality, but I really like his mentality. He's got it between the ears right here. And sometimes you can see a footballer who isn't quite an elite player, but could be willing to make the next step in the right environment, because obviously players get better. Elite players are developed surrounded by elite coaches and elite footballers. That is how you reach the top, by testing yourself at a very high level. And there's something of the Antonee Robinson here. Yeah, he's the American version basically of the Scottish guy. But when Andy Robertson was at Hull, no one thought he'd be a world-class left-back, but he got the move, obviously surrounded by better players, and with a world-class coach, he became who he is. And something tells me that this guy could potentially do the same. There's a little bit to improve technically to his game, but I remember when Kyle Walker joined Manchester City, and he was nowhere near as comfortable on the ball as he became, but he had that physicality and that Premier League experience, and of course, that natural overlapping style and the willingness to learn and the right mentality. And to me, Antonee Robinson could be a very safe bet there as well. 25 years old, plenty of Premier League experience, a good solid international, and a guy who could potentially be tempted by the move here. I think it's something that we should consider. Now, will it happen? It'd be difficult, because I'm sure Fulham would ask for an awful lot of money, but would it be something that I would welcome? Absolutely. He's a good player, and he's proved himself at the Premier League, especially this season where Fulham have been doing absolutely excellently. Now, Ryan Ait-Nouri is a player that Manchester City were linked to at one point, who I would love to see in a Manchester City shirt. I wanted him back then, and I still want him now. He's had a good time at Wolves, especially this season. Only 21 years old still, and he's often really impressed for Wolves. Now, you have to be able to defend if you play for Wolves. They're such a tactically organised side, and they don't concede a lot of goals, but he still can get forward. At one point, his stats had him in the top 3 percentile of dribblers for fullbacks, and at one point as well, he was in the top 5 percentile of tackles for fullbacks too, which shows he's got an all-round game which lends himself to elite level football potentially. And at that age as well, only 21 years old, he's got loads and loads of room for development improvement. He can play mainly as a left wing back, but he can also play as a left back too. But I think he'd suit Manchester City's game, and he's technically good. He's a good height. He's got Premier League experience once again, with plenty of room to improve. And we know that he's been on Manchester City's radar, so he would be a good option in my personal opinion. The third one's a controversial one, and this would be very much looking for someone to sign kind of territory. Ben Chilwell has had a bit of a nightmare at Chelsea due to injuries, and this may be why he wouldn't be a good fit in Manchester City. But when you're looking for someone and you're looking for a potential last minute deal, someone like Ben Chilwell could be a good option. He was another name that Manchester City were linked to before he signed for Chelsea many years back. And he's another good player. Ben Chilwell is a good player. Of course, he signed 𝐿𝐸𝐻𝐿, and they've got the young, explosive Lewis Hall currently breaking through at left back. And this guy, given his battle for injuries and given Chelsea's very bloated squad, could be the kind of guy that you could get on a loan potentially, with maybe an option to buy in the summer. And even though people will probably scoff at Ben Chilwell, there are many worse options to be had than a guy who's got a lot of Champions League experience, who's got obviously big club experience, and at one point was on Manchester City's radar. Chilwell is a good player, man. He's a good traditional attacking wing-back of a footballer. Technically a little bit to improve, but I've seen him, even when he was playing for Leicester's academy, be really impressive. And I like Chilwell's game. He's got a lot to develop still, but he's still a good footballer. This guy, to me, could be the obvious one, though. Raphael Guerrero, the 29-year-old Dortmund player. This guy could be good simply because his contract is not far up. I think he's only got half a year left, so he's available potentially, given Dortmund won't want to lose him in the way that they lost, obviously, many players. But Akanji, of course, was available for cheap because his contract was running out. So maybe Raphael Guerrero is an option here too. What draws me to this guy is, once again, his experience and the fact that he can play in midfield. We all know Guardiola absolutely loves and adores a player that has versatility to his game, who can play in a number of roles. And Raphael Guerrero has played in midfield plenty of times for Dortmund. Technically excellent, a very smart footballer. Though he has been prone to injuries, he's also a little bit of a leader as well. Guerrero can get forward, he can play a traditional left back, but he can play in midfield too. And given the fact that his contract may be up soon, to me, this seems a really decent bet that we could go for. I don't know if they'll do it, but I do sort of want to see it happen, because I think he makes an awful lot of sense. He wouldn't be expensive, he's got experience, and I think he'd still leave room for a big signing potentially in the summer. Alex Grimaldo is a name that's been linked to Manchester City an awful lot over the years, and I think it's obvious why. He just seems to be the kind of guy that City would be linked to. There's shades of Angelino with this, but Grimaldo is clearly a good footballer, a good age, 27 years old, plenty of experience, and of course, he's a Portuguese potential, he would come from a Portuguese club. Benfica, we've had lots of success with signing players from Benfica in the past, and players with Benfica, is that a word? Heritage. So Grimaldo, even though he's got some flaws to his game defensively, he could be a really good option. We've got the defensive fullback already in Nathan Ake, who's been excellent. So why not get a guy who could help us a little bit when we're trying to break down stubborn defences? He's got a wicked left foot, great from set pieces, great from getting the assists and whipping in crosses, and he's got a good turn of pace and plenty of experience in the Champions League. Grimaldo is another that I think potentially could be running down his contract. I can't remember. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but he's a decent option there as well. Borna Sosa, sign him because he's Croatian. Simply put, if you've got a Croatian, you're probably going to win the Champions League. And Manchester City, we've not had one since 𝐿𝐸𝐻𝐿𝐸, I think, and I could do with another elegant Croatian fullback. Borna Sosa, 25 years old at Stuttgart, he's very much an attack-minded left-back. I'm not going to lie, this guy loves to get forward and loves to create things, and he's very fucking good at it as well. He's really good at it. There are rumours as well that he's got a release clause. There were rumours going around of around 25 to 30 million euros in the summer. I don't know if that's true, but what I do know is that Bona Sosa could offer something different and potentially be available, and I think Stuttgart would probably accept a bid if it was reasonable as well. Once again, as I said during the Grimaldo bit, he'd be offered something different. We've got the defensive fullback already, and Bona Sosa would offer so much attacking flair there. And I would like to see this happen, actually. I think he's another player that makes an awful lot of sense. I want to see a left-footed left back who gets forward and scores. And finally, you can laugh at this one, and this is very much bargain basement stuff. And I know he's had a torrid time at Aston Villa, but at one point, 𝐿𝐸𝐻𝐿𝐸 was really good at Everton and one of the best left backs in the Premier League. And maybe Maybe at Manchester City, we could get him on loan, and he could be the kind of guy who comes in with a bit of experience, and Guardiola could get his best form out of him again. He absolutely has been stinking up over at Villa, but at one point he was very, very good, and at one point big clubs were sniffing around him. So maybe as a random option, 𝐿𝐿𝐴 could be the kind of guy that Manchester City went for and get him in on a loan or something like that. It's not exciting, but it could be functional, and it could be relatively necessary. There are, of course, loads of players as well that you could talk about. Obviously, the big names will be mentioned, like Theo Hernandez and Alphonso Davis. I don't know. There's plenty more people that you could always see. Phil and Mendy will be mentioned as well. There's loads of players. I don't know. The only thing is I don't know who'll go for them at this time of the year. I want to see players come in, but I can't see it. Maybe we can see Vardial looked at, but once again, he just seems a lot not like a January thing. Rico Henry's a decent shout as well, of course, and there's plenty more people you could think of. But these are the ones to me that sort of jump out, for now. Probably will be no one. Probably will see Phil Foden at left back. I don't know. But what I do know is that I would love to see City go for someone and just do something. Sometimes doing something is better than doing nothing. Guys, thanks for watching this video. Do let me know down in the comments who you think it should be. And of course, go and check out that exclusive deal over at nordvpn.com/Esteemed Kompany. It's an exclusive deal which you won't find via any other channel. So go and check it out right now. It's a wonderful deal. Protect your online experience. Make it more varied and help support the channel. It'd be wonderful. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, like this video, let me know in the comments what you make of the Cancelo stuff and these potential transfer options. Cheers for watching.